Hi, Verbling. My name is Michaela. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and it has been taking me a minute and a half to do lots of this stuff today. I don't know why. Welcome to class, guys. Sorry I'm a minute late, a few minutes late. And let's jump right in. Movies. Let's talk about movies. Let's name some genres of movies. Rebecca, can you think of some genres? 2 or 3, maybe your favorites?
Which one? Sorry, say again, please.
Give us some genre vocabulary, so movie
Yeah,
genres.
okay. Comedies.
Mm-hmm.
I icon, icons. A mix of comedy and what's a mix of comedy with other one. I don't know. Well, I can't remember.
Which you said it sounded like you said icon. Is that what you
Something
said?
like that. Yes,
I've heard of rom-com or
yes, rom-com, romantic and comedy together.
mhm.
And another one with comedy, no. You can't remember now.
um
Okay.
I
Well,
think there are others.
yes, okay. So it's horror, thriller,
Or yeah.
mystery, drama, historical
Mhm.
movies. What else? Well, I said mystery. I said, well, mystery is kind of thriller. Yeah, romantic. Yeah,
You've
historical.
got quite a few.
War.
War, yeah, that could be a genre in itself.
Yeah, okay. How do you say mafia films?
Mafia
Mafia?
films. Yeah, there's a lot of those out there.
Yes, Coppola is the best one.
Thanks, Rebecca. Gregor, can
You're
you think of
welcome.
any other genres we haven't talked about yet?
Western could be one of them.
Yeah.
Biographical movies, I'm not
Mhm.
sure about the term. Sometimes we see a mixture of both of many genres, like for example, comedy drama or action comedies. Mm,
Mhm.
what else? Documentary movies,
Mhm.
independent movies, short movies.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know why, but it's for this month. Not only those I mentioned it because I cannot give any more examples.
You guys gave us a lot. And you mentioned something that's super common, which is the whole comedy in combination with another kind. You mentioned a few. We like to put them together. There's rom-com. I think you can have dram-com, which would be a dramatic comedy, I think. Um, and Rebecca in the chat box put in sitcom, which is short for situational comedy. But that's
Yes, that
actually, it's not
works.
for movies, it's for shows, series.
Ah, okay,
I'm not
okay.
sure
I got
why
you.
exactly, but we don't have sitcom movies. If you say a sitcom, it always relates to episodes of a show.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Edson, you're up next, and since we already talked a lot about the different genres, can you tell us what you think about romantic comedies? Do you like them? Do you hate them? And give us some examples of movies.
No, I don't like romantic movies because for me it's just there's no action in the movie. You just see just scene by scene after scene. You just see normal scenes like people are talking to each other or they kiss each other or I don't
Mhm.
know. They make some. They talk about their history or I don't know what else. But if you sometimes I fall asleep when I am watching romantic movies, like because it's very terrible for me because I like action movies, like science fiction or even horror movies. but romantic, I am not used to watch this. I watched it once. I don't remember the name of the movie, but as I told you, I fell asleep during the during the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't understand anything about.
Yeah, I agree that sometimes romantic comedies can be sort of cheesy and cliche, and they always have sort of a similar theme, I think. But there are a few that I like that I think, break the rules for me. I know I really liked Silver Linings Playbook, which is a romantic comedy that I thought was so good. And what was that movie Amy Schumer put out really recently? Does anyone remember the name of that movie? Something
Who
with a
put?
T. Trainwreck. Trainwreck. That's what it was. It the movie is called Train Wreck. I'll put it in the chat box for you guys. It came out probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago, I think. And I thought, hilarious. It is a romantic comedy, but it's not like cheesy and cliche and predictable like a lot of them are. I think it's a little more interesting and hilarious. So funny. Yeah, that was one of my favorites. Anatoly, tell us about your least favorite genre of movie.
I like different genres of movies. Uh, Historical movies, comedy, and romantic movies I also like, especially iconic movies like Breakfast at Tiffany's. Don't remember right now.
Classic.
Next, classic, yes. Uh, and sometimes I like to watch difficult movies, drama movies, but not so often. Dead Poet Society, what now comes
Super
to my
good.
mind.
Definitely.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. Anna Carolina, what is the most recent movie you saw?
I forgot the name.
What's it about?
Ah, my gosh. I I saw a movie yesterday. It was about a time machine. I forgot the name. It was a guy who was in his apartment, and and he went to the not the basement, but upstairs. What what's the name?
Attic?
The
Attic.
attic. The attic. Thank you. He went there and he was looking at a movie from his birthday, and he saw himself there, the way that he was
Interesting.
recently. Then afterwards he went to the basement, and it dawned on him that his father was building a time machine, and he and his friends finished building the time machine. It's not my cup of tea, the kind of move that I like, but um, I I I saw it yesterday. I like movies based on real life. I like the Untouchables.
Mm-hmm.
It's it has a mix of emotions. I sometimes I like watching chick flicks movies as well, depending on my mood. And I like drama movies during the Second World War,
Mm-hmm.
like the List of the Schindler,
Oh,
the book
yeah, Schindler's List is a great movie.
Schindler's List, Schindler's List, sorry, the book Thief and movies like that. I really enjoy the Dead Poet Society, and that's all. I am a diehard fan of Harry Potter. I've been watching over and over
Yeah,
all those
fantasy
movies.
is amazing.
I wish I was a witch, you know. Every time I watch Harry Potter, I imagine those things.
All right. Thanks, Ana Carolina. And Ken, do movies ever make you emotional, like really sad or really happy?
Yeah, some movie, yeah,
Any
has
specific examples, or what would make a movie really meaningful to you?
for example, talking about emotional and some movie like old movie called Robert De Niro's film called Mission. In the last
I haven't
scene,
seen it.
yeah, it's an old movie actually. In the he was a Catholic priest, but that's kind of complicated religious and political reason in South America happened at that time, and the massacre happened in the Native American village. He tried to stop that, but it failed. Massacre happened.
Oh, that
But
sounds
the
terrible.
thing, I began to cry, and I was a bit embarrassed because I was crying. But woman in front of me, kind of how can I say in English? When you are crying, you kind of nose comes from your, no, sorry, water comes from your nose, come out from your nose.
So you can say you're sniffling. So if it's like
Yeah.
a tiny little noise, like
Yes, yes.
you can say
Yes.
sniffling,
Yes.
or someone suggested sobbing, and that would be
Yes.
like if it's much louder and really strong, then it would be sobbing. Yeah.
Yes, sobbing. I heard the sound of sobbing, so I did. Oh, yeah, crying people are not only me, but also others. Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like you feel definitely less embarrassed if you're like, okay, everyone feels this way.
Right.
And
Maybe
sniffling.
sometimes it is said, women society tend to oppress the anger for women, and oppress the kind of crying for men. So maybe
Yeah, that's
somewhat
true.
that reason I was embarrassed probably.
Yeah, but I definitely have cried during movies as well. And it always comes on, like you said, it's like it's a important scene, and all of a sudden I'm like, what? I'm crying right now? It's not even like it's not like normal crying when you feel super sad and then you start to cry and you have a lot of warning. It's just like you just start to tear up and you're like, oh no, what's happening? All right. Estella, are you here?
Yes.
Welcome to class.
Thank you.
Do you prefer to watch movies or read books?
Which is the last word you said?
Read books or watch
okay, read books.
which is
Okay,
preferable?
So I think I prefer watch movies, but I like more the TV series.
Ah,
Yes.
so that's your favorite? You would prefer to watch a series than read a book? Or sorry,
Yes.
watch
Yes.
a series rather than watch a movie.
Yes.
How come? Why? Oh, she's gone. Okay. So let's get into some cinema vocabulary and then we'll get to some quotes and it should be fun. You can find these notes on the class page if you want your own copy. And Ana Carolina, what's your question? How come? Oh, yes. The phrase how come does mean the same thing as why. It's something I use all the time, and sometimes I forget to explain it, but it's exactly the same. If I say, how come, it means why. Same thing. All right. Estella, you're back.
Yeah, sorry, but my Wi-Fi is crazy.
No problem. So you were explaining to us why you like episodes and series better than movies.
Okay, so because they are shorter, like 45 minutes, and I like it's difficult for me to pay attention to a movie for 2 or 2.5 hours. So this is why I prefer the TV series, and also because it's like every episode has a different thing. So I like it because some movies there are very good movies, but some others are very bored for me.
Yeah, definitely. It's a shorter commitment, right? An episode is like 30 minutes, usually 45 minutes instead of 2 hours or 2.5 hours.
Yes. and with a lot of interesting things in just one episode.
Yeah, action-packed.
Yes.
All right, let's do some cinema vocabulary. We have some vocabulary up here, and you're just going to fill it into the blank. Let's have Rebecca read the vocabulary for us. Read the whole list.
Okay. Extra, sequel, screenplay, stunt, genre, nominated, box office, star, animated, critic, premiere, scene, part, frame, audition.
Thank you. And quick pronunciation note, this here has the stress on the first syllable, so it's sequel, a sequel.
Ah, thank you, sequel. Sequel.
And do you guys have any questions off the bat about these vocabulary words? Are there any you guys have never seen or would like clarification on?
Maybe stunt.
Stunt. Gregor, what's a stunt?
Stunt could be a couple of. Actually, when we think about the people who are in dangerous situation, they make a stunt because they're hired to I don't know, to just in some situation that they have to jump from something, they have to be hit by some kind of object, maybe land in something, those kind of things. So it's kind of job really dangerous.
Yeah, definitely a dangerous job, usually for action movies. Questions on any of the other vocabulary? Nothing? We'll talk more about it as we go through. It'll become clear from context and everything. Let's start with Estella. Can you read number 1 and try to fill in the blank at the end of that?
Okay, someone whose job it is to review films for a newspaper or TV program. So, a critic?
Yeah, it's a critic, for sure. Critic, movie critic. All right, number 2, Edson. Go ahead and try for us.
A whole character played by an actor or actress is
This one's tough. We might have to come back to this one, but go ahead and give a guess.
let's see. It's like cannot be part or scene.
Yes, part. Part is the right word. Excellent job. That one's difficult because part can mean several different things, and it's not always used like this, but you got it right. Okay, number 3, Anatoly.
A cartoon-like film using drawings and not real people. Animated.
Yep. Well done. Next up, Ana Carolina.
A second film made to continue the story. It started in the first. I'm not sure. Maybe sequel.
Exactly, a sequel. It's a second part. Okay. Ken, you're up next.
The most important famous actor or actress in a film. Star.
Yep. Thanks, Ken. We're back to the beginning with Rebecca.
Okay, number 6. A dangerous, risky piece of action in a film usually carried out by a professional. So it's a stunt.
Yep, stunt. Thanks, Rebecca. Gregor, you're up next.
Shots, shot or series of shots in a movie constituting a unit of continuous related action. Addition. I don't know. Frame?
Nope. Try again.
Scene.
Yes, exactly. Thank you very much. Estella, you're up.
Yes, a category or type of film. For example, action. It's it's genre.
Genre. So this
Genre.
one is a French word, and we really don't pronounce it like it's spelled, which can be confusing because it looks like genre or something, but we say genre, so it's a really soft
Okay.
G sound at the beginning. Thank you. Edson, go for it.
A single picture on a roll of a movie film or videotape. Screenplay.
Nope.
No.
Try again.
Frame?
Yes, frame. Exactly. Thanks. Next up, Anatoly.
The script for a movie, including description of scenes and some camera directions. A screenplay.
Yep. Thank you very much. Number 11, Anna Carolina.
Select to be on a short list for a prize premiere.
No. Try again.
Nominate.
Yeah, nominated. So where would you see people nominated?
Okay. In the premiere.
Yeah, very likely. Well, no, not necessarily at the premiere, but there are occasions when everyone gets together and they choose winners of certain awards and they're nominated. So the Golden Globes or the Grammys for music. There's a lot of different ones. Ken, will you do the next one for us?
A trial performance by an actor, dancer, or musician to demonstrate suitable or skill. Extra?
Nope. Try again.
Audition.
Yes, audition. Thank you very much. And this here is suitability. Suitability.
Suitability.
Uh-huh. Rebecca, will you do the next one for us?
Yeah. Number 13. The first showing of a film is it's not here. Yes, it is the premiere.
Yep, premiere. The very first showing.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And here we go. Next up, Gregor.
A performer hired to play a minor part as in a crowd scene in a film. It will be extra.
Yep. All right, and we just have one left. A booth at the cinema where tickets are sold using used generically to also mean cinema. That's the box office. Okay, any questions? Pretty easy, right? Are there any other vocabulary words you guys think we should add to our list of cinema vocabulary here? I can copy paste all these answers into the chat box if you guys want to see them for later.
How about it's a genre of movie, but a B-rated movie.
So what's a B-rated movie, Ken?
Kind of low. Usually it's low budget and not so. How can I say? Not so perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but some B-rated movies are interesting. Some are.
And how does that
less.
relate to the stars?
Pardon?
What kind of stars are in those movies?
Maybe they are not so famous though, usually. But
Definitely not as
yeah,
famous.
some B-rated movies will be succeeded very well, and after that, some of them became a star.
Mm-hmm. So B-list actors and actresses are from B-list movies. It's like second string, not quite as good. Any other vocabulary that you guys think we can add to this? There's lots. What about theater vocabulary? When you go to the movie theaters, what are some of the things? Ooh, plot. Gregor, what's plot?
Plot. When we describing a movie, we use this word to describe what's happening in the movie.
Yeah. So what's the typical path that a plot will take?
Typical. It's like the people just describing as movie. They use the what's happening. The plot of this movie doesn't make sense because I don't know, because the story maybe wasn't so good, or it was a good story, has a good plot, so it was a movie. It's like use the word that we just use it instead, just description of the story. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, description of the story. All right, any other words we can add? Theater vocabulary, movie vocabulary. Use your imagination. Nothing? All right, then we will move on.
Pilot would be more for TV shows or for movies? I don't know.
It's more for TV shows, but it's a great vocabulary word to add to our list here. What is a pilot?
It's the first or the first episode.
Uh-huh. So how do you make a pilot?
I don't know how can I explain it, but
It's different than most other episodes. Why is it different?
because this filmmaker does to see how many people will, I don't know, will watch the audience. How's gonna be the audience? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's like a trial episode. Before you actually have a series, you've got an example of what an episode would look like. And it's called a pilot. All right. Any other vocabulary words we can add here? Moving on. Okay. So I have some quotes for you guys. And they're all super cool quotes from lots of different people who either were involved in or important to cinema. And we're going to talk about some of these quotes, what they mean and what our favorites are and all this other stuff. So number 1, forget where we left off, so I'll just start with Rebecca again. Will you read number 1 for us?
Sure. Movies are a fad. Audiences really want to see live actors on a stage. Charlie Chaplin.
What do you think, Rebecca?
Fad. Well, fad. I need to know the meaning of fad, you know?
Can anyone else help us define the word fad?
Okay, I know. I get it. I got it from the vocabulary. Yeah, okay. Audiences really want to see live actors on a stage. I would say audience wants to see a really good interpretation, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, from my point of view, maybe other person wants to see other things, but well, movies
So
are a part.
do you prefer plays or movies? Plays as in live actors or movies as in recorded?
Well, I prefer movies. Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Thanks, Rebecca. Gregor, will you read number
welcome.
2?
Okay, you know what your problem is? It is that you haven't seen enough movies. All of life's riddles are answered in the movies.
What do you think? True?
I mean,
Do you know who Steve Martin is?
I don't. No, not really. I mean, probably maybe I see in many movies, but I don't remember. What I think about this, sometimes about some stories, it's hard to even compare to the movies because some stories uh, are not so popular in most of the movies. We can see the example of it in more less popular movies, or maybe about some subjects, or maybe couple of movies.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't exactly true that movies share the same pattern with
Mm-hmm.
the rest of it, with our lives. I think it is true in the most cases, but you always see something surprising that if you want to see a movie about that, sometimes you will find that the movie wasn't produced yet, or maybe the movie wasn't based on facts exactly. It's not a correct
Mm-hmm.
story. So that depends. It's
Mm-hmm.
true in most cases.
Yeah, it kind of depends. Thanks, Gregor. Edson, number 3.
I think nudity on screen is disgusting, shameful, and unpatriotic. But if I were 22 with a great body, it would be artistic, tasteful, patriotic, and a progressive religious experience. Shelley Winters, actress.
What do you think, Edson?
It's like in a certain age you think it's good, but like as you get older, you is everything is not good. I don't know.
Kind of, yeah. Basically, she's saying that your opinion on these things sort of depends on your perspective, right?
Yeah.
What's your perspective on these things? How do you feel about nudity in films? Is it appropriate, inappropriate, sometimes appropriate?
Well, sometimes appropriate, but sometimes not. Like depends on the movie. If you are watching like romantic movie, some scenes are important and they fit better. But other movies like action or science fiction or any other
Mm-hmm.
instead of romantic is not appropriate. It can have some scenes, but it's not that good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They can
All
cut
right.
some scenes, but it does not work. I don't know.
Okay. Anatoly, will you read number 5? Or nope, sorry, number 4.
Watch this if you like, and if you don't, take a hike. Clint Eastwood, actor, director, and producer.
Do you know who Clint Eastwood is?
Yes, I know.
So what do you think of his perspective here?
I think it is good advice for people who are watching movies as a professional, who makes movies. I think if we don't like movie, it is not necessary to keep it with us, because so many movies produce every year. It is impossible. But I think Clint Eastwood wanted to say that there is a time where we can't understand movie, and in other time it is possible to understand. It depends on our mood, etc.
Yeah, definitely. So when are you in the best mood to watch a movie?
Sorry, would you please repeat question?
When do you think is the best time to watch a movie?
I think it is. It depends on the mood. For example, now after this class, I decided to find something interesting movie and to watch it again. But last time I watched only. It is also movie Friends. I started to watch Friends.
Uh-huh.
I think there are no definite place or time for watching a movie. It depends of our mood, I think.
All right, so let's take a pause for a second and look at a couple things in the chat box. We had a question about take a hike. Take a hike is a super fun expression. Does anyone know what it means? Not literally, but figuratively. If I tell you to take a hike, what am I telling you to do?
It's like a trip, but we'll walk instead of driving.
That's true. That's kind of a more literal definition. If I say take a hike, it's actually an expression for something like get lost, like get out of here. I don't want to hear your opinion. I don't want to see you anymore. Go away. Take a hike. So in our quote from Clint Eastwood, when he says, watch this if you like, and if you don't take a hike, he's not actually suggesting that you go hiking. He's suggesting that if you don't like it, then he doesn't care. You can get out. He doesn't want to hear your opinion. So he's being a little sassy there.
I translated it in other way. I agree with that definition.
It's also like it could be literal, you know, if you don't like doing this, then don't do it. Go do something else. But take a hike is an expression, a popular expression for, and also just because of who it is, Clint Eastwood is kind of known for having that sort of attitude a little bit, like, so I think he probably is just meaning like, hey, if you don't like it, I don't care. Go away. And yeah, all right. We'll move on and we'll come back to, there's a few other things in the chat box I want to go over, but we'll come back to them. Ana Carolina, will you read the next quote?
It's the movies that have really been running things in America ever since they were invented. They show you what to do, how to do it, when to do it, how to feel about it, and how to look how you feel about it. As Warhol, a 1928-1987 American artist.
What do you think?
Basically, it's saying that life in America imitates the movies.
So what do you think? Is it true?
No, I don't think it's true. No, maybe part of it, because when they dress in a certain way, and maybe some people can, I don't know, it might start being fashion. You know what I mean? They can also say something in a movie and it can become like a meme.
A what?
A meme. A meme. Oh my gosh. Meme?
Oh, a meme.
A meme. Sorry.
Awesome. Yes, you're right. It can. Memes are a pretty modern thing, and I don't think Andy Warhol was talking about them, but they're interesting reflections from certain movies and stuff. Or they can be, anyways. Thank you, Anna Carolina. Ken, will you do the next one?
Okay. What? We need families to start taking more responsibility in understanding which movie is good for their children and which movie is not. Generally.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think he's right, but difficult problem is teenager or kids, especially teenager, they want to claim themselves by subculture and or new culture or new style, which is different from their parents' generation. So if I said, "Oh, this movie is bad, so you should not watch it," maybe I would want to see it very strongly. It could cause a reverse effect too.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. All right. So we've each taken one. I think we've got time for at least one more each. Rebecca, will you read the next one?
Yes. Which number? Sorry.
It's number 7.
Okay, thank you. Movies are fun, but they are not a cure for cancer.
Yeah, what does it mean? What's the meaning of this quote?
Well, the meaning, I guess, is something. Movies are something pleasant, for enjoyable, but well, they don't get us the solution for some things. In specific case for cancer, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
like they're great for a lot of things, but not everything. They can't do everything.
Yeah, you can have a good time, but just that, it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Gregor, number 8?
I did a woman's movie and I'm not a woman. I did a gay movie. I am not gay. I learned as I went along. So what he's trying to say that he's not a woman. He's not gay. He decided to do it because maybe he has some experience. He will get some experience to do kind of movies.
Mm-hmm. So do you think it's a good idea? I mean, you can look at this two ways. One is trying something that you're not familiar with to get experience, and then on the other hand, you could look at it as sometimes if you make a woman's movie with the perspective of a man, you don't exactly get the story right. Or if you make a gay movie from the perspective of a straight person, you don't maybe include everything. So which do you think? You think it's a positive thing or negative, or maybe a little bit of both?
Well, that depends. I mean, the process of learning is basically focused on the production. So if you want to create something, you definitely need more experience. And if you're creating that, give you this experience. This person look at those kind of things from different perspective. If he make a gay movie, it won't be even a blockbuster. I don't think it will be even a B-listed movie. If he make a woman movie, it could be successful and so many good patterns for it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Edson, will you get the next one?
Sorry, can I ask a grammatical question for?
Of course. What's up?
Yes, because I'm not gay. Preposition A is dropped. Is it correct or?
So the preposition A is actually for movie, and gay is a description. And then in the second one, it's also an adjective, but this time we don't have a noun that comes after it. So it'd be like saying, I'm not happy, I'm not sad, those are adjectives. I'm not gay is also an adjective. But in the first part, it's an adjective of a movie.
A woman's movie. I'm not a woman. I did a gay movie. I'm not gay.
Mhm.
So
So
is
a
it
woman
correct?
is still a noun. In the first sentence, we have a woman's movie, so woman is being used as an adjective, and then it's being used as a noun later. But gay, in this case, is always an adjective. In fact, it's a little bit strange. You
See.
can technically say a gay, like it exists, but no one really says that. It doesn't. It's actually kind of like a joke that people in older generations, like in their 60s, they sometimes will say a gay, which is a very odd construction. So it does exist. You can use it, but you sound like you don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions, grammatical questions from any of the quotes we've looked at? I know we've been kind of just going over meaning, but if you guys do have questions about the grammar. Nothing else right now? Okay. Then whose turn was it to read? I called on someone.
It's
Edson?
mine. Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
My movies were the kind they show in prisons and airplanes because nobody can leave. It means once you start watching the movie, you cannot just leave, stop. You just start and you want to finish watching the movie, you know.
That's one interpretation, but I think he's actually making fun of himself. I think he's joking around. Like, he's saying that his movies were so bad that the only place they could show them were places where people couldn't escape. He's trapping them to make them watch his movie.
Okay.
So what do you think? Can you think of any movies like that, or would you like to talk about plane movies? What kind of movies they show on planes?
On planes, as experience, they just show like movies from the past, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's not of course it's not let's say it's like from 2000 or 19, depends on the movie.
Yeah.
1995, 1980 sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really old.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
can you watch that movie, you know what kind of movie? Yeah, because some airplanes they don't give you the chance to choose the movie,
Mm-hmm.
and
Definitely.
just yeah.
All right. Anatoly, will you read the next one?
Mhm. Acting is not an important job in the scheme of things. Plumbing is. Spencer Tracy, actor.
Mm-hmm. And this word, the B is silent, so it sounds like plumbing. Plumbing.
Plumbing is.
Mhm. What do you
I
think?
don't know the second part. About the first part, I think he wanted to say that very important idea, not so important how it was acted by actors. I tend to agree, but could you explain the second part?
In the scheme of things, you mean?
Plumbing is
Plumbing is.
plumbing.
So what he's saying is that acting is not important if you compare it to more basic needs. So like no one is going to want to sit down and watch a movie if their house is flooded or if their toilet is broken or if they don't have water. Like plumbing is the piping of your house. So if the piping of your house isn't working properly, it really is way more important than movies and cinema and things like that.
Okay.
All right. Anna Carolina, one more quote.
Maybe every other American movie shouldn't be based on a comic book. Bill Maher, 1956 American comedian. As he thinks all movies are based on a comic book.
Yeah. So, what is he trying to say? Is it high quality film?
No, I think he's trying to say that they are ridiculous, preposterous, or something like that. I'm not that sure.
Yeah, you're right. He's saying it's a little ridiculous and there's too much of that going on. And our last one, Ken, will you read one more for us?
Okay, maybe every other American movie shouldn't be based on a comic book. Bill Maher. Yeah, I think currently Japanese film too. A lot of movie plot is based on comics. So some comics are really good quality, but then some comics are very shallow or too stereotyped character appeared in the comics. A lot of comics because not only the adults but also kids often read comic books, so they need to do that for making bestseller comics or something. So sometimes I feel that same way.
All right, guys, I've got to cut class off because I've got another class coming up in a second. It's a beginner's class, but we'll see who comes to the beginner's class because frequently I have no beginners in a beginner's class, so we have to kind of bump it up. If any of you are interested, we're going to be talking about time and routine. So if it's mostly advanced students, we'll be making it conversational, and then if we have a few beginners, then we'll try to keep it basic level. Anyways, I hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Bye.